on your screen today. And speaking of great, well, they can also describe the recent play of Kirk Cousins. After surviving an avalanche of criticism, the Vikings QB became the league's top-rated passer for the month of October, and his numbers during the past 4 weeks have simply been off the charts. So as we head out to Kansas City, we'll talk about the great Kirk Cousins, who sat down with the great Pam Oliver, the Hall of Famer. Always great to see you, Pam.
Hey, a whole lot of greats going on down there, Kurt, and I'm happy to be one of them. Yeah, the first month of the season, not good for the Minnesota Vikings offense. They were inconsistent. They were still looking for an identity. Controversy ensued, and then Kirk Cousins was caught smack dab in the middle of it. Things started to settle down a little bit. He started having a lot of good highlights, and some are even wondering now the way he's playing. Is he playing the best football of his career?
October, your month. What was it about that 4 weeks that helped you put together such career numbers?
Well, I think I had an intensity and an edge to my preparation, to the way I played.
Man, he's a dog today. Every throw's been spot on.
You know, really, it was just a desire to get back on track after, you know, a couple tough division losses that we didn't play our best football. I didn't play my best football. And I just felt like, hey, you know, you turn this thing around, and it felt like the last few weeks we've been able to do that.
After week 4, and everyone was unhappy, well, now everybody's getting the football, and everybody's smiling. I'm rolling now. I can ride, Lupe.
Let's talk about week 4, your favorite week.
We have to be able to run the ball and pass the ball. In this league, you cannot be one-dimensional. I feel like there's truth to all.
I really want to apologize to him.
How did you navigate all of that when it looked like there's some implosion about to happen?
You really ignore the noise.
How?
Well, you just go back to work. I mean, we don't have articles printed on the walls in the facility. We don't have, you know, talking heads, hot takes running on a loop in the cafeteria. I think that's the biggest misconception, is people don't understand really what was going on and the relationship that I have with those players and other guys in the locker room. There was absolutely no need to mend anything.
The Vikings are coming on strong because Kirk Cousins been cut. There's nobody playing at a higher level than Kirk Cousins.
Kirk looked good out there.
Now that it's all hail Kirk Cousins, does part of you sort of think, well, where were you guys before?
There's some of that. I think more so just the recognition that any praise you get is so fickle. You have to earn it every week, and it'll go away if you don't go out and earn it. And so you don't really play for that praise. You know, you play for the respect to your teammates. You know, people want to pat us on the back along the way after a great game. That's fine, but we don't take too much stock in it. You know, we talk about not riding the roller coaster when we're down. We also don't want to ride the roller coaster when things are up. Let's just stay steady all the way through, keep working, and we'll see where we are when the dust settles.
Ultimately, the conversation that you want to be in with some of the best quarterbacks in the league, how do you arrive to the point where you're talking, you know, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Kirk Cousins?
You win.
Yeah.
It's simple. You can, you know, look at numbers and say, oh, you know, he's you know, done some good things, but the wins are key. And no better place to do that than on the road against a really good team. You know, the Chiefs in Arrowhead. It's a great place to win a football game and start to, you know, earn your way into the upper echelon of the league as a team. But that's really all that it comes down to, is winning football games.
And Cousins knows that the narrative surrounding his football team will always change. It will always fluctuate. People's opinions of him will always fluctuate as well. But what he told us is that he doesn't let that negative stuff enter his psyche. He's all about being positive, helping his team win. Now, let's go back to Howie.
Yeah, that outfit comes with a soundtrack. That was great. He's a fascinating guy. You know, he's drafted in the 4th round in Washington. He was really Mike Shanahan's pick. Mike Shanahan didn't want to take RG3. He had 3 4,000-plus yard passing seasons. The Redskins decided not to bring him back. They franchised him twice. He's played at a high level in Minnesota, but I think 4 weeks ago, when the whole thing kind of came to a head, when there was criticism both in the building and outside the building, I think he responded, and I think the key was Mike Zimmer put the ball in his hands and said, go win it. We've got a great run game, we've got great wide receivers, but we're not utilizing the full scope of our offense until you do it. He's responded with a month where he's been named the player of the month for the 3rd time in his career. the key for this team going as far as they want to go, and he was brought in here to do what? Finish. And the key to that is him.
I think the head coach got out of the way. I think
Yep.
the head coach realized
He had to trust him. You had to trust him.
Yeah, you're going to bring the guy in there. You better trust him. And then going against the Kansas City team, that if you'd have marked this on your calendar at the beginning, you said, oh, you know, we know it, Mahomes and Cousins going at it. I would love to say no Mahomes, no problem, but that would be lying to you people. I'm going to be honest with you. No Mahomes, there's the problem.